Good evening. With the Ghana Learning Channel's news in capsule for Friday, July 16, 2021, I am Kingsley Bryan. Here's a look at some of the top stories we're covering this evening. We'll tell you that the Minister of Health has recommended medical masks for children, especially those with comorbidities. And the Because We Care platform reaches Pomeroon. Parents express gratitude for the grant. Also, 440 community support officers to benefit from skills training. They're also urged to help develop Guyana. Meanwhile, houses at Cummins Lodge near completion. Pre-qualified persons to occupy shortly. And locally, Parima gets first ICT hub, the first of 200 to be commissioned. In the region, we'll tell you the University of West Indies plans to roll out new operational plans, and these are to address the financial challenges of the university. And internationally, elephants to be returned to the wild, historic first for the elephants in the UK Zoo. Now for the news in detail. Minister of Health, the Honorable Dr. Frank Anthony, is urging parents and guardians to safeguard their children's health, especially those with underlying health conditions. During the daily COVID-19 update on Friday, Dr. Anthony said medical masks are best suited for children with comorbidities. The World Health Organization guidelines state that children 5 years and above should wear a mask, while the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, issued its guidelines stipulating that those children 2 years and over should wear a mask. Guyana's COVID-19 guidelines state that everyone over the age of 8 years must wear a mask whenever in public. The minister also advised against using a face shield as an alternative to a mask. Dr. Anthony is urging parents and guardians to abide by the COVID-19 guidelines established by the government to reduce their children's risk of contracting the deadly disease. All persons 18 years and older are also encouraged to visit any of the Ministry of Health's vaccination sites and take the vaccine to protect themselves from COVID-19. And in other news, parents of students residing in the Pomeroon River on Thursday braved the rains to receive the government's Because We Care and School Uniform and Supplies $19,000 cash grants. The exercise was officially launched in Region 2 on July 14 and will see over 11,000 students benefiting from $225 million. Minister of Education, the Honorable Priya Manikchand, along with Minister of Local Government and Regional Development, Nigel Dharamlal, and Minister of Natural Resources, Vikram Bharat, are presently in the region delivering on the government's promise to the people. Minister Dharamlal, at this instance, reiterated that parents and teachers must cooperate for the benefit of their children. He has also urged them to get vaccinated and to encourage others to do the same, to prepare for the possible reopening of schools this September. Minister Dharamlal visited St. Abrams Creek and St. Monica Primary Schools. And Minister of Amerindian Affairs Pauline Sukai and Minister of Labour Joseph Hamilton on Thursday signed a Memorandum of Understanding, which will see some 440 Community Support Officers, or CSOs, from hinterland communities receiving skills training. The CSOs will receive the training through the Board of Industrial Training, or BIT. Minister Hamilton urged CSOs to help develop the country. He said the training will be beneficial for agriculture development and food security in the hinterland. Minister Hamilton stressed the need for gender equality in the hinterland communities and encouraged young women to take advantage of all opportunities made available to them. Meanwhile, Minister Sukai said the training is important not only to the CSOs, but for the development and improvement of people's lives. The simple signing ceremony was held at the Hinterland Student Dormitory on the east coast of Demerara. Meanwhile, the 139 houses under construction by the Central Housing and Planning Authority, CHNPA, at Cummins Lodge are nearing completion. The 2-bedroom elevated units, measuring approximately 20 by 30 square feet, will be ready for occupants in 2 months. Minister of Housing and Water, Colin Crowell, said a number of persons have already been pre-qualified for their houses and will be able to move into their homes within 2 months. In a recent interview with the Department of Public Information, Minister Crowell explained that some 190 houses will be constructed as part of the Cummins Lodge Housing Development Project. However, 139 of those will be completed this year. The Cummins Lodge housing project does not only involve the construction of houses, but major infrastructural works to clear lands and construct roads and drainage to facilitate persons who are allocated lands in that area. In March, 51 contracts were assigned to start the construction of 290 homes, 190 elevated two-bedroom homes at Cummins Lodge, while another 100 flat two-bedroom homes will be constructed at Prospect on the east bank of Demerara. And in welcome news, the village of Purima, Upper Mazaruni Region 7, is the first of 200 villages to have its Information and Communications Technology, ICT Hub, commissioned. Project manager of the ICT Access and E-Services project for hinterland, poor and remote communities, Ronald Harsawak, on Wednesday confirmed that his team completed the hub, much to the satisfaction of villagers. With the establishment of the ICT hub in the village, residents will be trained to manage the facility. Harsawak said his team will also be training ICT technicians to maintain the equipment. 3 persons from the village will also be qualified to train other interested persons to use the gadgets in the ICT hub. Another 199 hinterland, poor and remote communities will be captured in the program. The team has already conducted conditional assessments in Region 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And in the world of sports, we'll tell you that the International Olympic Committee, the IOC, the president, Thomas Bach, said on Thursday that there was zero risk of game participant infecting Japanese residents with COVID-19, as cases hit a 6-month high in the host city. Risk for the other residents of Olympic Village and risk for the Japanese people is zero, Bach said, adding that Olympic athletes and delegations have undergone more than 8,000 coronavirus tests, resulting in 3 positive cases. Those cases have been placed in isolation, and their close contacts are also under quarantine protocols. Bach said at the beginning of talks with Tokyo government, Yuriko Koike, and the Tokyo 2020 president, Seiko Hashimoto. Postponed last year due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the Summer Olympics have little public support in Japan, amid widespread fears about a further spread of the coronavirus. And in news from the region, the University of the West Indies executive management team is currently on a planning retreat to roll out a new operational plan to deal with the financial challenges facing the institution as a result of shortfalls in expected revenues. The regional university has indicated that it is committed to cutting expenditure and increasing revenues by 10% each year in each of the coming 3 years, thereby significantly eliminating cash shortfalls that frustrate operations. Each UWI campus is expected to implement bankable commercial projects in an effort to strengthen its entrepreneurial functions and rewards. Regional governments currently fund about 50% of the UWI's total operational cost, down from near 80% 25 years ago and exceeding the recommended target of 60%. At the retreat, Vice Chancellor Professor Sir Hilary Beckles will present for discussion and approval Operation Revenue Revolution, which seeks to confront and improve the financial difficulties facing the institution and to transform its business management culture. In 2017, the UWI launched its strategic plan entitled the AAA Strategy with pillars of access, alignment, and agility. Phase 1 of the operational plan, 2017 to 2022, called for a reputation revolution. And that story was extracted and modified from Loop Caribbean News. And on the international scene, an entire herd of elephants from a British zoo will be released into the wild in Kenya in what conservationists have hailed as a world first. The 13 elephants live in Howlett's Wild Animal Park in Kent, southern England, and will be flown more than 7,000 kilometers to Kenya, according to a press release from animal conservation charity, the Aspinall Foundation, on Tuesday. 12 of the elephants were born and raised in Kent, and 1 was born in Israel. None of the animals have ever lived in the wild. The group weighs 25 tons in total and include 3 calves. It will be the first time that a herd of elephants has been rewilded in the world, organizers say. Rewilding aims to restore ecosystems to a natural state and often involves the reintroduction of native animals. The charity said that it hopes the project will discourage the global trade in elephants and encourage the return of animals to the wild where possible, adding that no elephant belongs in captivity. And that story was extracted and modified from CNN. And that's our news broadcast for Friday, July 16, 2021. Please join us for a rebroadcast tomorrow morning. On behalf of myself and technical teams, thanks for watching. Please join us for our NGSA Booster programs. And remember to observe all the necessary precautionary methods to fight off COVID-19. We're all in this together. Have a safe weekend.